Hi, Eric Wilson here, independent licensed mechanic with 30 years of experience. In the next short while, I'm going to show you the inside story on this 2022 Ford Escape so that you can make yourself an informed decision. Now, you've got very low K, 78K on it, but you do have a check engine light. And now, that check engine light is the, a little hard to read there, it's called the ambient air. It's the ambient air sensor, and what that is, it's a sensor behind the front bumper, and it's about anywhere from $10 to $100 to buy the part. Very easy, plug and play. And I'm going to say that, you know, this bank just expect to be $100. So basically $100 will change up that sensor and turn out that check engine light, so that you're aware of. Now, coming in on the front right tire, you got about 50% tread on all season radios, down a bit but definitely not out. Now, coming behind the front right tire, you've got about 20,000 K left in your front brakes. Now, this rubber boot here is the outer CV boot on the right, and it's full of grease, and if it was ripped, you'd see grease all over the place. Important not to be, because this keeps the axle lubricated moving forward. This is the right lower ball joint. Now, this is critical because it holds the wheels to the chassis, and it is tight. Now, this right here, if you're looking through here, right there, right here you go. This right here is the right outer CV, right outer tie rod, and now this is critical. It's the only thing that holds the wheel to the chassis, or to the steering, and it is tight. The right sway bar link connector from there up to right there, intact, doing its job. Your right spring suspension, now good, and if you see that no cracks, no breaks in your spring. More importantly, this tube right here is full of oil, and if it was leaking, you'd see oil all the way down here. And important not to, because it controls the suspension in the car. Now, this is the inner CV boot on the right front, and no issues with that. So far, now I'm not seeing any indication of leaks here at all. This is a shot of the pan on the bottom of the motor, and if it was leaking, you would see stain very, very quickly, and I am not seeing indication of stain there. So on the front right, I'm not seeing any indication of brake-wise, leak-wise, suspension-wise. So far, so good. Now, coming on the right rear tire, about 40% tread, a little bit less tread on the rear than you have in the front, down but definitely not out. Coming behind the right rear tire, this is your right rear shock. Now, it's important because it's full of oil. If it was leaking, you'd see dripping all the way down there, and that's important not to, because it controls the suspension. Your right rear spring intact, no cracks, no breaks. Your right rear outer CV boot, a little harder to see there, but good and dry. The right inner CV boot, good and dry. Your right sway bar link, connected right from right there up to right there. So that connected, doing its job. So brake wise, and brakes you've got on the rear, okay, on the rear brakes, you got about 30,000 K, so you got a good amount of K left on your rear brakes. Okay, coming in on the left front tire, you got about 50% tread on all season radio, so down a bit but definitely not out. Coming behind the front left tire, left lower ball joint is tight, left outer CV boot is good and dry, left inner CV boot good and dry. Brakes about 30,000. Just a second here. Yeah, on the front brakes you got about 30,000 K left, so lots of K left in your front brakes there. Your your left front sway bar link connector from there up to there, intact, doing its job. The left outer tie rod is tight. That's critical. Again, I am not seeing any indication of leaks here at all. So brake wise, leak wise, suspension wise, on the front left, no issue. That ambient air sensor that needs to be changed is behind the bumper here. It's pretty simple job. It's just a plug and play and run about $100, maybe $50 for labor. So probably $1.50 would be run to get that changed and that light to go out. Now coming in on the left rear tire, about 50% tread, all season radios, down a bit, definitely not out. Your left rear spring suspension, no cracks, no breaks. Your left outer CV boot, good and dry. Your left inner CV boot, a little harder to see here. Where are we? Yeah, there you go. Left CV boot, yeah. Okay, outer CV, good and dry. Brakes 20,000 K, so definitely got some good K left. Now the bottom of the differential here, this is the leak point. If it was going to leak, you'd see it leaking right along here, and that is good and dry. So I don't see any indication of brake-wise, leak-wise, or suspension-wise on the rear left. Okay, with the motor running. Okay, with a shot of the exhaust with the motor running. Very clean. Okay, now one thing you always have to do is take off the oil cap and look underneath and see if there's any indication of white goo, because white goo is a mixture of oil and antifreeze, which would be an internal leak and a big problem. I do not see any indication of that on this thing at all. In fact, as far as I can tell, this vehicle has been well maintained, and other than that ambient air temperature sensor, which is roughly $1.50, about $150 to parts and labor for that to replace and change and turn out the check engine light, I don't see any immediate problems on this vehicle. Now hopefully this will help you make an informed decision, and remember, if you buy, contact me, safewitheric.ca, because I'm going to give you the 3 for free, because I am the cowboy mechanic and I do have your back.